Welcome back, everybody, to the final voiceover episode. Oh god, am I glad to be done with this shit. And once again, I do apologize. So we are actually in the Foros now, and I'm still on the first floor, but I've skipped ahead to a little ways into the fighting in the dungeon. And basically this first floor consists of killing a whole bunch of monsters in order to collect the little black orbs that they leave behind to get the door open. That locked door that you can see up there on the map a moment ago, flashing red. And this episode composed of two separate episodes that I had made the same stupid mistake on with some cuts. I made sure to include the two mini-bosses that we fight here. I forget what the first one is called. He's a big turtle-looking thing, and then the one after that is called Slit, who I believe I wrecked in like 2 hits because he's weak to fire. And this is like the this is actually like the primary end game dungeon. This is like the end of the game dungeon because you get to the top, you fight a few bosses, and then you actually leave here and go to another place to fight the final boss. But there's no like real lead up dungeon into that, really. There's like one room of trash and that's it. So yeah, this is kind of the end game dungeon. It's actually, I mean, for a weak mode, like I feel pretty well equipped in here, but that's because like the dungeons, the dungeon areas surrounding like the high level espers and super bosses are generally much harder than this place, but this place is still like provides a decent enough challenge. But yeah, otherwise not much to it. There's a lot of hidden walls and shit and puzzles and stuff, and yeah, we'll try and cover those as I go a little bit and just kind of talk about them. Yeah. And here we are before the first mini-boss at that door that was locked. Threshold of the Night! I love that trippy, like, screen dissolve effect. I'm not a visual artist kind of person, if you couldn't tell from my haphazard video editing skills. So, like, rinky-dink funkin' fuck effects like that, just, I don't know. They tickle me in my no-no place. Not really, but I don't know, maybe. If you would like to imagine that, you can. If not, I advise against it. And this guy is basically a pandemonium? Wasn't pandemonium in that clusterfuck train wreck abortion that was Final Fantasy VIII? Wasn't pandemonium like a... Pretty sure pandemonium was a GF in that game, and he was like a... is like grape bubblegum and Stretch Armstrong like fucked and had a baby, and that's what he fucking looked like. I don't know. It made no sense to me. Don't ask me to make sense of it. I'm pretty sure... Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was using something that he was absorbing. Or maybe I wasn't. Maybe I'm thinking of another boss. I don't know. It's weird trying to go back and recount what the fuck I was doing all this time. Oh, this is one of those stupid fucking bosses where you can oil him, but he's immune to fire. Oh, dude. That's a fucking tease. That is a fucking tease. Speaking of teases, I keep seeing, like, on social media and shit, like, old women that are moms, like, coming to the defense of, like, boys that have, like, raped people. And basically, like, saying that it was the girl's fault, even when the girl's, like, passed out, drooling, and completely incoherent and unresponsive, and all that lovely stuff. You know, all the checkboxes, all the do not have sex with me checkboxes, you know, marked off. It's just like, it's like this older generation of, like, baby boomer women is, like, really misogynistic. Like, they always side with the guys, even when it's, like, definitively the dude's fault. I don't know, I guess all of them had, you know, I guess all of them are mothers and they have boys, and so, like, they think boys can do no wrong, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I definitely had my share of heartbreaking relationships, and my mom definitely had to, you know, my mom was definitely, like, a good parental figure and being there for me through, like, high school and even, like, middle school, you know, bullshit with being terrible with girls. And, but I never got the sense that she was you know, telling me, you know, son, if that girl breaks your heart one more time, you have my okay to pull the rape trigger. It's just like, you know, what are these women thinking? Like, why are they enabling this? I don't know. Sorry, I didn't mean to get political. I think it's really stupid that that's considered a political issue by some people, apparently. I don't know. Tell you one thing that is a political issue. Trump endorsing Zionism. I thought that was kind of... It's like the one thing I think he's ever done that I mean, I'm sure his motives for it are, you know, atrocious and subversive and evil, but I don't know. I don't understand why people are against Zionism. It's like if the Native Americans came to the U.S. government, hypothetically, because, like, you know, lol at them ever being granted this request. But, like, if Native Americans came to the U.S. government and asked for, like, just a little bit more land and maybe, like, a capital city to call their own, and we were like, no, fuck you, blah, 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 like, go fuck yourselves. I don't know, it's kind of like the same thing with Zionism. It's like these poor, like, Jews, like, the Jewish people, Israelis, like, these poor fucking bastards have been, like, just absolutely gangbanged in every orifice for, like, centuries and just in the gutter. And, like, we can't let them have their own little tiny country in the middle of the fucking desert. Like, can we cut these people a break? I don't know. It's one of those issues that I'm seeing get talked a lot about because Trump said something about it, and I never really, it's not really my hill to die on, so to speak. But when I researched it, I was like, you know, most people's arguments against this are like conspiracy theory, you know, InfoWars style right-wing nonsense from, like, paranoid schizophrenic just morons. And I don't know, like I said, not my hill to die on, not something I'm gonna really fight with people on, but I don't know, I just think it's like, what's the problem? Like, just like, we went out of our way to, like after World War II, like, the Holocaust survivors, like, the Allies went out of their way to, like, you know, make sure that they had Israel to go home to, and then, like, immediately they're surrounded by people that want Israel wiped off the map. And I don't know, it just seems stupid. Like, just let them have their fucking little tiny corner of the earth. Like, why? I don't know. Fucking Abrahamic religions, am I right? That's all I'm gonna say. Oh man, that is one of my hills to die on. Fucking, I don't know. Sorry, didn't mean to get all political there. Or maybe I did. Who knows? What was I doing here? I was just changing my party. I don't know. I'm really paying very little attention to what I was actually doing in the game, and it's really hard to tell. It's really hard to follow what I'm doing in the menus without my commentary. So I guess my normal commentary would be considered helpful in some respects, just in understanding, you know, what it is that I'm actually doing, you know. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I hate conspiracy theories. Like, out of all the, like, mainstream conspiracy theories, quote unquote mainstream, like, there's like 2 that I think have some merit to them. Maybe. And I'm not gonna say what those are, but I will say that they don't have anything to do with you know, a race of people or anything like that. They're mostly they're mostly in regards to one particular event in recent history, and some ideas about how our economic system works. I can make an entire ethos about how some of the fucking monsters in this game work. Like, how do human beings get transformed into those little cockatrice things and they become birds from, like, the face down? but then they still have a human face planted on the, like, where the neck would be of a chicken. I don't know. The cockatrice enemies, if you look at them in the bestiary, which I probably should do in one of these episodes if I haven't already, they're disturbing looking. Like, it's fucked up. Then you got the horses with the fucking tentacles. Those green horses with the tentacles in Zertanan Caverns, they actually got that way, if I remember correctly, because they ate Malboros. And so the Malboros, like, poisoned and mutated them and made them grow tentacles. And I'm just like, oh, God, that's awful. So, like, if a human ate Malboros, you just start, like, sprouting tentacles everywhere and become, like, some sort of fucking tentacle porn monster. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking now for a little while. Oh, God. Alright, a little bit of a cut there. And so now, yeah, these first two clips are part of the original first of two episodes that this whole episode is actually composed of. And I skipped ahead to the next set of floors where we're going through these doors and okay, yeah, this is where you have to kill all these little green face things in order to form bridges and open paths and shit. I still do not quite understand how to get the bridges fully built so that you can access all the secret platforms. It's just like something that I burn through the dungeon, like plot-wise, and then get out of here after I beat all the bosses and shit, and then I come back here and I investigate and I try and figure out how to get, because there's these red face ones too that make like super secret bridges that go to like super, wow, oh my god. They go to super secret other places that have even more treasure, and but I can never get enough of them to show up to make a bridge, like on my first pass through of the dungeon. So I don't know. If anyone knows like how the mechanics of that work, let me know, because I've actually found shockingly little information on it online. And I've been looking at the wikis, game facts, fucking players guides and shit. Yeah, like that green bridge forms from the green faces from killing them, and they respawn a little bit also to help you spawn additional bridges. But the red ones, like, I don't know, they only spawn under certain conditions or after a certain amount of time or something. Yeah, like there's one of the red ones right there. Or they're like purple, not really red, whatever. I don't know. Alright, and now we're fighting more nasty green face things. I think it's a little disturbing, don't you? Just a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, between this double episode, I got about halfway up the Pharos. And then I had to call it quits because I got butthurt that I realized that I'd fucked up my audio. Oh man. Yeah, setting up your guest as a status effect bitch with like the individual items that cure specific status effects, like gold needle, antidote, echo herbs, that kind of shit. I highly recommend that strategy because it frees up your other characters quite a bit to put them on sort of cleric duty. You know, not like a full-time healer, but just like, you know, like an item user, I guess. I don't really know. Anyway, we're coming to a cut here. It's going to go into the second. There we go. Yeah. Me watching that now, it's really abrupt because I haven't fully completed editing the episode yet. But so yeah, that was kind of jarring. But for you guys, it should be a simple, glossy, smooth, fuzzy crossfade. Fool's Facade. This is like a fool's face. So you just, the wall is a fool and you're punching the fool in the face with your sword. A sword punch. I would like to see somebody perform a sword punch. I want to know what that looks like. God, I want to play Final Fantasy XIV. Ah, man, it's so hard to say what I miss about that. Like, I miss it so much. Oh, hey, look, a mark. Oh, yeah, and at some point in my travels here, I'm not sure if I'm going to catch it, but I actually completed the Fawn Coast Hunt Club side quest. So that was really cool. I got some really nice items out of that. You guys haven't been seeing me do that. I've been doing that completely off screen, but I did do it. I did it. Just take my word for it. Believe me. No, really, I fucking did it. Stop saying I didn't do it. I can hear you guys saying I didn't do it, like through the screen. Or maybe you're not saying that and you're just thinking, no, you dumbass, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying shut the fuck up because you're boring and your Let's Plays suck. In which case, I have to ask, why are you watching? No, I mean really, like, I've come across like Let's Plays for games that I really want to watch a Let's Play of that I just can't keep watching because I'm just like, oh man, dude, this guy is just, he is just a fucking chore to listen to. Like if boring was a, like, stabbing weapon, like I would, just a knife just being thrust in and out of my fucking temple over and over. And I'm just like, I love this game, but your commentary is just making me want to kill myself, dude. Like, come on. And it's always a guy too. Like, even like the most amateur, like, female Let's Players that I've ever listened to always have, like, that, you know, even if, you know, their voice is, like, you know, maybe I don't care for the sound of it particularly, or, you know, whatever, they always bring the proper amount of charisma. I don't know, I think that's a, maybe that's just a feminine charm, but it's always the dudes Let's Plays that are, you know, can be really good, but when they're bad, oh god. It's like, hello, today we're doing a Let's Play of this game, and I'm going to be doing this, and this, and this, and you want to do this so that you can do this, and like no jokes, no inflections, no, just like completely monotone, no controversial interestingness or anything like that. I don't know. Let's save. Let's save, Kupo. And now, on to fight the second mini-boss. This guy is about to get absolutely just fucking, I took this guy to Pound Town so bad, it was embarrassing. Like, I don't think I whooped a boss this hard since, like, fucking episode, I don't know, 10. Yeah, he's like crazy weak to fire, and it's just like he keels the fuck over, and I'm just like, oh dude, you poor little fish. And his name is Slit. And he has like a vaguely canine face, even though he's a fish. It's really weird. Very interesting creature. I think I remedy bombed him, and then I was like, why did I even bother? Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Fucking 14k fire agas. Yeah, like, just, Jesus Christ. The poor little dude. What is he? He's a very strange looking creature. Whatever, he just, I don't know, it's so sad. I feel bad for him. Like, all the other, like, crazy monsters in the game that you kill, like, disappear in, like, a shimmery, like, dazzling spectacle of fucking sparkles and sunshine and shit and spiritual energy and whatnot. And, that guy just keeled over on the floor. It's terrible. I feel like a terrible person now. Alright, so now in this place, the reach of the diamond law. Foolish mortal, you know nothing of the diamond law. No, this floor, basically you have to pick a limitation for your characters, and like one is like, can't use items. That one, I think, Altar of Steel, you can't use your attacks, like your weapon command. That was the Magic's one. And that's the Altar of Knowledge, which is the one I'm going to pick, which is, can't use the map, which is like a completely pointless limitation, because you can always bring up an overlay of the HUD map. So, I don't know. I feel like they kind of... You couldn't do that in the vanilla Final Fantasy XII. But you can now, so I feel like, I don't know. I feel like they could have come up with a more challenging penalty, but... yeah, straight easy mode. Light speed easier than foregoing items, magic, or the attack command. Yeah, so that's what I picked, and you go forward from here, and you have to flip switches according to the thing that you picked, and it's like a whole big fucking thing, especially if you're trying to find all the items, which I was, so... I know that there is some footage cut out of this, but honestly, a lot of it was me just running around in circles trying to find fucking treasure while I was talking a bunch of horseshit to you guys. So in my own little world, I'm gonna tell myself that I'm sparing you guys. Yeah, whether or not that's true. Alright, so now we are drawing to a close, finally. Thank fucking God. We are drawing to a close of the fuck-up episodes. Where I fucked everything up and had to pay for it with my time and patience and, you know, faith that my maybe 1 to 2 dozen regular watchers, regular viewers and fans, if I'm even, and that's a liberal, that's a generous estimate. Yeah, my time, patience, and faith that you guys have in me as a producer of these videos. I don't know. It's a matter of, you know, what I'm able to do right now with these videos, in terms of their quality, is a pretty good deal for the investment of time. I can still have my job, which I need to make money, and unless this thing ever someday in my dreams ever takes off, or anything else ever takes off, like my music, you know, to devote too much more perfectionism and going above and beyond with these videos would really require a pretty huge sacrifice on the part of either my my money-making career as it currently stands, or my music, my art. So I'm not really willing to make sacrifices in either of those areas, but I'm still happy to be making these, and if nothing else, like when I finally put this down, I'll have like chronicled playthroughs of like so many of my favorite games, and like whenever I get the urge to like go back and play them, like I'll be able to look back on these, and it's like, I don't know, it's like it's an interesting little time capsule, I guess. I don't know. I've got ideas of other things I want to do, like, I don't know. I was thinking about, like, having my own music played over the Let's Tank in Final Fantasy XIV. Not my music that I make, but just, like, a playlist of music that I like, and that other people might like. I don't know. I don't know how that would pan out. Or maybe have a playlist of things like that to do with other games that aren't really, that I'm not really playing for their story or for their music, you know? I don't know. Yeah, maybe, maybe not. I've also thought about doing music reviews. There's this guy called Galactic Criminal who does music reviews, and he's like this, like, scary looking, really gruff, beardy, piercing, blue-eyed, like, you know, looks like he's probably a bouncer at a club kind of guy. But like at a metal club, or I don't know, maybe a industrial or goth club or something like that. And so he, like, if you just look at him and you judge by appearances, he looks like a hard ass, but he listens and does like reaction videos and reviews for like a huge variety of mostly like rock and metal music, and all the various intricate subgenres of those things. But I've actually been introduced to a lot of really cool music from it. He's actually really open-minded. Like, he's listened to everything from fucking, you know, Rammstein to Cyclone 9 to Dawn of Ashes to, you know, the Wagaki band or Wakagi band or whatever, to like Amon Amarth and death metal, black metal, industrial metal, regular metal. Anyway, yap. I will see you guys next time. This episode is over. I'm so glad to be done with this, and I apologize once again. Thank you for watching. I love you all. Take care.